And I'll tell you guys since we're all friends. Every character I write has a piece of me in them. Hi, I'm Lgbtqia. You're listening to the GrishaCast.
Welcome to GrishaCast, episode 77. In this episode, we will be discussing the finale episode to season 1 of Netflix Shadow and Bone, titled No Mourners. This is your host, Eric.
And I'm Terry from Nashville, Tennessee. This is your podcast for all things Grishaverse.
A world created by our goddess who is taking a much-deserved hiatus from social media, Lgbtqia. Moi savieni casters.
Hello.
Let's thank some listener cities.
Okay. First, we have Chipping, Camden, England.
Wow.
Yeah.
And next is Port Elizabeth, South Africa.
Oh.
That's great.
Oh.
It's so cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. And for those of you that want to support our podcast a little more and reap the rewards, we now have Patreon.
Yay.
And during Pride Month, we are offering a special tier price for only $2 a month for access to all our extra content called GrishaCast After, where we talk a little bit about the Grishaverse and a lot about being best friends.
There are also tiers that grant you a co-producer and even a co-host status. Check us out at patreon.com/GrishaCast or follow the link at GrishaCast.com.
Ooh, you sound so good saying that. Wow.
I'm a professional.
You sure are. Goodness.
Yeah.
Well.
Hire me for all of your voiceover needs.
See, I'd be horrible at a voiceover, like for a book or something. Like,
why do you say that?
I just think my voice it's very unique. I think it's good for a podcast. I don't think anybody would want to hear me read a book.
Sure they would. Of course they would.
Well, they already do.
Especially a unique voice.
Because
Exactly. There are thousands of people that listen to you every week.
Oh, thanks, guys.
We love you.
So, but yeah, we really would love for some people to check out the Patreon just because we're putting some really cool stuff on there. And
there's some fun things on there.
Yeah, we we're teaching Rovkin ABCs. That's fun. So, and
we actually have some hilarity planned.
Oh yeah. There's bloopers coming. There's lots of stuff coming.
It's going to be fun.
It is. Well, since it is Pride Month and we have our LGBTQIA Spotlight Character of the Week, we've actually got a couple characters.
More than a couple.
Yes.
We have a few.
Yes. So we're going to start off with, I believe, the very first character in the Grishaverse that is Nadia from Shadow and Bone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome.
Yes.
I just think it's great that, even in the very first book, Lee had Nadia in there, and the representation, I don't think she, really thought about it too much, but, it's just neat that she had that. Have you ever heard her tell, her story about, the Shadow and Bone trilogy, how her writing changed and the way she... Yeah. So it's cool to see that.
It is cool. And that was when I first started reading it and it came to Nadia and Tamar. I was like, oh my goodness, they're going to kiss.
Yes.
I was so excited.
I know. It really is.
It's super exciting.
And then we've got, who's our next character?
We have Nina.
Oh, of course, that's one of your faves.
It is.
Yes.
That's another reason why Nina is my girl, because she is a representative for the bisexual community. And it's fantastic because we need as many as we can get.
Absolutely. I think what's really cool about these characters in the Grishaverse is they are just there. There is never actually a moment, right, where it's this character is bisexual. It's just they're not given titles. It's just they are who they are.
Well, we know Fjorda wouldn't.
Well, we know, right? They wouldn't.
They frown on that sort of thing. But yes, like Nadia and Tamar, it's just like they're there.
They're just the character. Yeah, they're just themselves. It's
Mhm.
not a. There's no coming out or anything.
Yeah, can we
Yeah.
stop doing that?
I know. So our next character is really exciting because
They are fabulous.
yes, come on, Poppy from
Poppy.
from the Netflix show. Oh, incredible.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
What a surprise too.
Yes.
I mean, for us, she just
Yeah.
love it. Love her scene. And it's just great. And I love Kaz's interaction with Poppy.
Mhm.
And it's just
Because
really,
they have a history. It's just, yeah, that's a great character.
I love that she pulls like a little itty bitty like gun on him. Doesn't she? Like
Yes.
It's like this itty
Just
bitty.
itty bitty- Yes.
Yeah.
I need more Poppy.
I know. I would. And see, what we didn't get to see was like we got to see Poppy's outfit,
Mhm.
but it looked like she was like just got done performing or was getting ready
Right,
to
yeah.
go perform.
They were in the dressing room.
I would
Yeah.
love to see a Poppy performance.
Yes.
What would a Poppy performance like? I mean, in the Grishaverse, what would that look like? Like, what songs would they do? Because that would be interesting.
It would.
Huh?
Yeah.
That we might have to figure that out and maybe test it out. Yeah, that'll be fun. Our next scene, I'll be Poppy. Well, we have one more, and it's a great character. I love this character
Yes.
a lot.
Yes.
So much because I relate to this character so much. What do you think? Like, do you
So
relate? Do you relate to?
I think you do.
Yes, it's Wyland. Oh, I love Wyland. And I'm so excited because, one, we get, like, Wyland's definitely going to be a part of season 2. Terry was the one that helped me hear Jesper say in season 1, like, the line where, like, he
wants to hire a ballistics expert.
he's
And we
hinting
know
at,
the story of Wyland working in a laundry, whatever, like they dye
Yeah,
things. And Jesper goes and finds him and he's dressed all like fabulous and he flirts with Wyland and I want to see it.
I can't wait.
I can't wait.
And now since we've seen Jesper, like, I
Oh
totally
my
get
gosh.
I totally get it. I can't wait to see who they cast as Wyland.
They're going to be cute and they're going to be making out and it's going to be so cute.
I really, really like.
They won't be making out in next season, but
Well, we don't know, but I want to dress up as Wyland. I really do. I love Wyland. I relate to his character. Anyway, so those are our LGBTQIA spotlight characters from the Grishaverse.
for Pride Month.
Yes, happy Pride,
Happy
everyone.
Pride.
And also, this upcoming weekend, depending on when you're listening to it, in the U.S., we are celebrating Juneteenth,
Yes.
which is an incredible day and a very important day to recognize and celebrate. And I'm going to a little celebration in Mount Juliet. So,
Oh.
yeah, I'm excited. So, anyways, well, we have a lot to cover.
We do.
So, maybe we should just dive on into it.
We absolutely
Because-
should.
Hopefully, you've watched the episode and you know there's a lot in this last episode.
Yes, it was all action.
Yes. So, we start off where, I mean, the skiff is entering the fold.
Yes. Are we in the fold? Are we on the fold? In the fold?
In the fold. Yes, we're in the fold.
And we got Ivan. Is he checking for Volcra heartbeats? Is that what he's doing?
Yes. So that's what, yeah, because he's doing his little thing. He's checking for heartbeats.
He's doing his.
Yes. And I've got pictures of that, girl.
Mhm.
But just remember, everyone that we love is on this skiff.
Yes.
Besides Matthias and
Nina.
Nina.
Yeah.
But everybody else is on there. And
And
Yeah.
Jesper's like, this is the worst place in the world. I should have brought Milo.
So it's cute. Like they start like so it is Ivan, yeah, who's checking for the Volcra, and which bring me to something exciting. We now have a Volcra audio clip I wanted to use, so we can just bring some more theatrics and realism to our podcast. So listen to our Volcra. And that will be happening during some of our scenes.
Oh, boy.
Well, because, yeah. Anyways, I love theater. So do you. Come on, girl. Yeah. So the crows, yeah, they're below deck.
Mm-hmm.
They're hiding, and Alina's up on deck, tied still to, chained to it.
And Zoya is like,
oh, she is.
Why can't you just end this right now? What are you waiting for?
So and right before that, Chris, picture one, I was really intrigued by. This is a picture of the mile marker that they showed. And if you are able to see this on YouTube, then you see the mile marker, which is like horrifying, because my one question is, who was the poor person that had to put the mile markers throughout the fold?
There's like 37 of them.
Right. And whose skull is on top of that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Lots of questions.
There were lots of questions about that. So, anyways, I was just wondering what you guys thought about that. But Zoya, yeah, she's up there. She's running the skiff, and she's complaining, of course, about Alina.
Well, yeah, because she's like, what the heck are you waiting for? Why in the world can't you just like stop this now? But she's talking to...
I don't know his name.
It's another guy. And he said, well, the general told me to stop the skiff before we reach the western docks to make sure there's an audience. So the Darkling is given...
That's weird.
So the Darkling is given orders to get all the way through the fold, which... Yes, I think it starts making Zoya start to think. You can see it in her face, because, like, why would you not want to do it in the middle of the fold to get rid of it? And why do you have to have an audience? Like, the whole point is to get rid of this thing. So this is where we start kind of seeing Zoya start to question what's going on.
Yep, and this is also where she shares that she's excited to be going to Novosibirsk because her family is there. Like, So, and then we have a scene change. We go to Nina and Matthias. They find humanity.
They are in a hotel room.
Yeah, so this is
a lodge.
So this is actually going to be our video one, and then after that we will be doing our scene one, where Terry and I will be finishing it out. So video one, please.
If we were fair, then my people would help.
Help kill me? Maybe. I don't like it either, but can't have you out in the streets in Ravka now, can I?
But you are safe here in our cask. I will go north in the night.
No. This can't be it. I'm not done tormenting you.
I'm not going back to that whaler's side.
Well, then somewhere else? There must be a place where we're not just Grisha and GrishaCast.
Somewhere beyond Ravka? Beyond theater?
A place where we're just Nina Zenik, Matthias Helvo.
Ugh. That's great. I just love that. And so that actually is going to bring us into our scene, because we have to finish that out. And I will be trying to play Matthias. And Terry, of course, will do a great job at playing Nina. So,
I do every day.
Yes, you do, girl. So, and we've got some new background music, thanks to Kendra Dantes and Year 26 for Fallen.
Ooh.
So, here we go. We're gonna just... Yes, curtain up. Can't forget about that. If I go, I could never go back to Fjerda. I would be court-martialed as a deserter.
I'd be branded as a traitor to all Grisha. I know, it's your whole life. I can't take that away from you. But thank you for saving me.
Nina puts her head on his shoulder. You did the same for me, and if we stayed together, I doubt it would be the last time. But I have only known 2 countries my whole life, yours and mine. What are the others like?
Well, Kirch might be a bit much for you. On Gezin's Day, it's customary to ride through the streets naked and drunk on grapefruit wine.
Oh, not Kirch.
Oh, the Wandering Isle. Well, I can fit in there, no trouble. Have you ever met anyone from there?
They are infernally happy there.
Yeah, you'll come to like being happy. You'll never have to grow that damned Druscella beard. I mean, you're welcome to grow a beard, but only for the purposes of keeping me warm.
I will keep you warm.
Nina goes in for a kiss, but growling in Matthias's belly stops her.
They both laugh. And Matthias is embarrassed. I may be hungry.
There's a pub downstairs that serves hot meals. Maybe they have waffles.
What are waffles?
I can't wait to introduce you to my truest love.
Oh, that was great. Yes. I love that. I love her line saying, like, I can't wait to introduce you to my truest love. Waffles.
Waffles.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
So when she goes downstairs to check for waffles, though, there's like a bunch of people down there, and we had to have this conversation.
yeah,
There's a guy that's like telling this tale that he's on the hunt for slavers, and he's going to pay 20,000 Kruga to anybody that could point one out, and then also they would have to give a testimony.
Yeah. I didn't catch it the first time, so I had this long conversation with Terry.
So I can see where that'd be confusing if you didn't catch that the first time.
Well, just because, like, Nina goes downstairs, she says she's just gonna go check it out, and she is, but like this conversation, like they're not even focusing on these
but
two.
she overhears it.
She does.
Yeah.
And yes, it's you find out that like it's a Kurt person, so they're from Ketterdam, and yeah, they're trying to find slavers, and they'll get 20,000 Kruga for a head, and the only thing is like the captive has to testify in front of the court. So
So they do have waffles.
Yep, they do.
And they're eating waffles, and Matthias is he's kind of cute, like really eating them because he's like, I don't know what this is, what's going on. But then all of a sudden, his heart starts beating faster.
Yep.
And he's out.
Okay, and see, this
starts a discussion.
It does, because so Nina starts looking around. She looks behind her because obviously she's like, okay.
I didn't do it.
She recognizes it. It like a heart render has done something. So she looks behind her. Nobody's there. But then all of a sudden, Fedor walks out.
He shows up
from behind a wall from behind Matthias. So how did that happen? Because I don't see, like, I thought you had to have
a clear sight line.
Yeah, to be able to do that. And like, there's no way that he was able to look at Matthias and do that. He was like,
maybe he was down low and he went out from around the wall and then he like came back before
like some kind of like
maybe he did it sneakily. I don't know. But yeah, so
had a mirror.
So from what we had this conversation, and so from what everyone in, I guess the three of us is everyone understands is that you have to have a clear sight line. Even in the fight scene in episode 1 or 2,
yeah,
they ask for the squallers to get rid of the smoke so that the heartrenders can check for heartbeats and everything. So I don't know.
So it's interesting. I wonder whether that was just like a small little mess up that they did, or
Just overlooked.
overlooked. Who knows?
Maybe. But so Fedor tells her that he went looking for her, and he is clearly on to her. He's like, I know what you're up to.
And see, I remember specifically, actually, the very last time we saw him, the Darkling told him to go find Nina.
Yeah, and to kill the witch hunter. And because it was very clear that he was sad, or he was upset at the news of her. Like, he was very caring about her. So I think he's very disappointed in her for falling for this.
Well, exactly.
This Fjordan. And
well, it's not only Fjordan. We have to remember, like, he's a Druskella.
Druskella, yes.
Like, they both are fighting one. Like, they both want to kill each other. That's their jobs.
So, but he tells Nina, like, if you don't want to be a traitor, then you need to take Matthias to the Darkling. And of course, she can't do it because she knows that he's going to die. So she starts yelling that Matthias is a slaver.
Yeah.
And that she's like, I will do whatever I need to do. He's a slaver. And she's staring at Fedor this whole time.
Yeah.
Like, try me.
And I thought it was so brilliant, but I didn't get it until like this.
You're like, wait a minute.
I was always kind of confused.
But it was a great tie-in because we know that that's their history. We know that Nina, I guess, sells him to the slaver, basically, in the books.
Yeah.
To save him, and that she's like, I will stay in Ketterdam and I will make a plan and I will go back for him. So we know that's their history. So, and then they tied it in by bringing Fedor out. So like, it was very well done so we have a nice consistent storyline. But it starts a fight between the Grisha and these slaver hunter people. Which, like, I don't know, why can't the Grisha just like freaking kill them? But whatever.
That was interesting to me because, like, one, like, I had to, like, they're in a place called Arkesk, and by the way, like, I couldn't find it on a Grishaverse map, but I did get some help, and it is, like, I'm guessing very North Ravka, because it is mentioned in one of the stories of the Lives of Saints. So they are in Ravka, but very far up north because we know there's still snow. So
Fedor's clearly really ticked off at Nina. She doesn't care at this point. She's like, I'm a traitor, and she leaves with the slavers.
And real quickly, before we move on to the next one, I just was fascinated by this. I've got some pictures I just want to show, just because I got pictures of the, like, pretty much the Grisha arming themselves. So if you could see, we've got, like, so it's it's a combination of 3 different pictures. So this is picture 2. Up in the right-hand corner, if you're on YouTube, you can see Fedor. He's got his whole, like, Corporal Kai thing, which I just think is so interesting because it reminds me of, like, CPR. I was trying to do it last night. And then I love that Zoya is, like, just
well, that's just her, like,
I know
pushing wind into the
there is a lot more to it than that.
Yes.
But the Inferni, not exactly sure what he's doing. Like, I mean, he's obviously got his hand in a different position, but please go to picture 3. Which is a zoom in because I want everybody to notice he's the only Grisha that he's got matching gloves. Like Inferni gloves. Like, they've got the cool colors and everything on them. So my question is, like, did we see any of the other sub-orders arm themselves? Like, I was trying to think. Like, I know that we've seen Inferni, like, use the, like...
Yeah, we've
flame.
seen them. Especially if you go back to the fight scene
beginning
with the Fjordans and
Okay. I'm just wondering if we've seen all of them. I know we haven't seen anything really about material, like, I mean, because the Material Kai wouldn't really have much to show. I don't know. I was just fascinated by that because they had to come up with that. So I thought the Corporal Kai one was really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so thanks for letting me geek out on that for a minute.
So we go back to the fold.
Yep. Back in the fold.
Where the Darkling creates a Moses tunnel of light.
The Volca are getting closer. They're there.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And we see Mal
yes.
is hiding down into the bottom of the skiff where the crows are. He's listening to the crows. And he's hearing Kaz say that
they have no clue what they're doing.
That they have no clue what they're doing. That something about like threatening like Alina's life. And Inej actually sees Mal.
Yes.
And she silently goes over there and sticks a knife to his throat. And Mal's like, hey, dude, I'm here to kill the general and save Alina. And Kaz is like, well, if he's against Kerrigan, he's with us. Give him his gun back.
He's a crow.
Did you have the Moses light tunnel?
Not yet, but almost. And
this is where Alina starts questioning.
Because, we know that, like, obviously, like, I mean, the whole amplifier thing happened. And we saw when they actually did that transaction, when they actually did put the, like, amplifier on her and the one on the Darkling, I think we saw more of a little bit of a testing of the power there. Not a full-on, like, Darkling doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that brings me to the picture 4. He, like, then actually, I think, really uses his power, uses Alina's power.
Yes.
And, like, with all of the, like, everything he's got, and that creates this crazy tunnel that, like, he lets go of her shoulder even, and it's still there. Like, which is just very intriguing to me because I feel like from the books, like, it was just like you always had, like, he's an amplifier. You have to touch it. Like, it's very important for that. So this was very just, I don't know, I thought it was neat and cool to see she made this, like, tunnel of light. She had no control over it, which sucked. But, like, it was so weird to see. And I remember seeing this in the preview and us trying to figure out what that was. So anyways, cool tunnel thing.
It's a Moses light tunnel.
Yeah. I can't really tell, like, I mean, and you see they show, like, the stuff off on the sides, but you can't really tell what it looks kind of like broken down.
You can kind of see like a building and yeah.
Yeah. So.
But at this point, Alina's like, dude, what are we doing? Why aren't we destroying the fold right now? And he actually is like,
so
why would we do that?
So that's going to bring us to video 2.
Bum, bum, bum.
Why this half measure? Why just carve a tunnel? You have me, you have this. Destroy the fold. You said we could.
And why would we destroy the fold? It's the greatest weapon that we've got.
See? Some girls not so useless.
Whatever gets us to Novosibirsk. As soon as we land, I'm going straight to see my aunt.
You have family there?
Yes, my family's Rovkin. That's why I volunteered to drive the skiffs to see them.
So, it's just more of the stories coming out. It's interesting. So, I mean, like, obviously, I mean, but we knew that. I mean, come on. Like, he wanted to use the fold. He wasn't going to destroy it. And then the next scene is Novosibirsk scene, which is, I find fascinating just because it's not part of the story. And we see Zlatan and, like, this whole, like, they're all ready. What is cool is they do see the, like, tunnel that was created. So they could see that, like, something's coming. And they pretty much, they're discussing how, like, obviously they've got the Sun Summoner.
Yep.
But once they land, kill everybody.
They want everyone dead
Yep.
because they don't want the fold destroyed
Either.
because they're trying to gain their independence. So with the fold being there, it keeps them separated from everything. So
Exactly. So there's like two people in the Grishaverse that actually want the fold to be there.
mhm.
And another thing that I found fascinating was Zlatan has like he has the Lansov emblem on his like hat too. Which I know that makes sense, but if he's like gonna be trying to like have his own independence, then he would probably
Maybe he's another pretender to the throne because we have 800,000 of
Oh
them.
my god, yes we do.
So by the time they get to West Ravka, they stop right at the edge of the fold,
Yeah, as the Darkling commanded.
and everybody's watching like what is going to happen. And the Darkling uses his magical powers.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. So we will watch video 3, and this is just hide your kids.
Hide your kids.
Get ready.
You've seen what the Sun Summoner can do. Now bear witness to what I can do. Without power.
Whatever it is you want me to do, I won't do it.
You've done your part. Now I shall do mine.
Bye, Zlatan. Aw. So, yeah, Alina's like trying to
She
like
tries to, yeah.
do something, and
He stops her.
he stops her, and it was total destruction. He just totally like just wiped out that
Yeah.
entire city.
West Ravka is no more.
Yeah, and obviously that is why he wanted that audience.
And we start like we
so-
kind of started with Zoya talking about her family, but with her being like very visibly upset is where we start to see Zoya's
There's a change.
human side.
Yes, because Zoya's my favorite character. I love her. And she goes through a progression,
Yeah.
and she's definitely like in the very beginning of Shadow and Bone. She just comes across. She's rude. She's like she's obsessed with the Darkling. She's like the teacher's pet. But it's neat to see all of a sudden this actress, and I think she does an incredible job of letting out this like humility, like just little bits of it.
Mhm.
And Zoya's character is just very strong and doesn't let out a lot of emotion or information. So it was neat to see that, and especially the way she did it. So then we go.
Well, Mal at this point is like, I'm going.
Yeah, they're below. Yeah, exactly. So they're below deck still, the crows, and they're like hearing all this. I can only
Yeah.
imagine
Mal's
what.
done. He's out there.
Yeah, Mal's like, gotta go protect Alina, and then of course, then Inej follows.
Yes.
Yep. So, well, then we go back up to the deck, and then we've got this video 4 just because we have to. This is the Darkling telling everyone what is up. This
Mhm.
is a very important video. And he doesn't
Today,
like it.
we redraw all the maps. With the power of the Sun Summoner at my command, I control the fold. And its monsters. I can move it to any border I like, engulf any harbor, consume any city. Take what you have seen back to your home countries. Tell the Fjords, tell the Shuha, there will be no more war with Ravka. All countries will answer to us, for who would oppose us now?
So, in all honesty, I mean, like, he really is trying to do the best for the Grisha.
Yes.
He
thinks.
I mean, he's
Yes.
going about it in a very, like, twisted and wrong
Yes.
way. He's killing a lot of people, but he like if we remember like that when they did the like story of like him like the flashback like it that kind of gave us a hint of like how the Grisha were hunted and like they just
Mhm.
like they didn't have a place.
Right.
And we learned that like the Darkling was just like he wanted to finally like have a place where Grisha could call home and feel safe. And that's what Ravka and the little palace and like and Azalta has turned into. So he's done all this for that, but like it's very twisted and obviously there's politics involved in this too.
Mhm.
Because I mean I don't know. There just is. And I think it's just interesting to see. The Darkling does a great, Ben does a great job in that scene.
Yes.
Because that is just incredible acting right there. But then Jesper comes up. Well, no, Mal.
Yeah, Mal comes out shooting, but he gets stopped by Ivan.
Boys, yeah. Guys, yeah.
And then Kaz is like, hold on, y'all. You need to chill. And Jesper's like, screw that. I'm going towards the action.
Yeah.
And Inej attacks the Heartrender, tells Zoya to get us out of here now. That woman tells Kerrigan that he's doing everything wrong. And you'll be a heretic. And
Yes.
everyone will be after you. And Ivan just like takes them all out.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yes. They all just crumble.
And then the Darkling says this great line. After Ivan like kills them all, the Darkling says, "It's a shame. Now I'll have to give that speech again."
Yeah.
I was just like, brilliant.
Uh-huh.
But like, wow.
And then we have a big Inej fight scene.
Did you expect Ivan to be so evil?
Yes.
I did not.
Yes, he was the one that like I think like really scared Alina in the books. Like she was very
Well, yeah.
thankful for Fedyor to be there because Ivan was very like hardcore. And now watching
And they're together like in the show.
now
like,
watching the show, I'm like, maybe I am a little more Ivan than I thought.
Well, what I'm reading from the show definitely is Ivan and Fedyor are together. Like I
That's
think
what it
like I mean that is
what it
definitely
appears.
yeah, like they are in a relationship, which is really cool. I love seeing that. But yeah, I just couldn't believe Ivan. Like I almost texted you to ask, was that Ivan that killed everybody?
Yeah, well, yes, he just like takes them out. But Inej comes in and starts fighting the guy we don't know who was talking to Zoya saying that they were gonna
That weird corporal
that guy. So Inej goes and fights them. Zoya actually stops the Heartrender from killing Inej,
I know.
which hello. And Zoya actually is like, please help me stop this.
They have a
So they're going to work together.
which is crazy.
And of course, Jesper comes out shooting.
I would have never imagined this ever happening in my head. And actually, at that scene, you really do see Zoya use her, like, I mean, the way she actually arms and uses her, like, summoning powers. And, yeah, instead of the one picture that I showed earlier, that was just the fun. Yeah.
But Inej actually gets a knife
Yeah.
into the Darkling. Hello.
Incredible. Like,
He gets all like dark veiny and he like pulls the knife out.
exactly. So what is that exactly?
I don't know.
Like,
I think it's just he's like because
he's just the Darkling.
he can't die that easily. So I think it's him using his
Merzos, maybe?
his darkness to like overcome this death thing. And it just shows because it goes away the second he
It reminds me of
comes
when
back.
because it looks like when he used Merzos to kill all those people in the flashback, like his veins. So maybe
So yeah, it's him
using
summoning his power.
that power. Yeah, the like. So
He but he uses his powers to put Zoya and Inej in the dark. So he makes darkness come to just like the front of the skiff.
yeah, he brings the he controls the fold.
And of course, they get attacked by Volcra.
Yep.
They have to.
I'm sorry, I have to use it.
Inej is trying to fight these Volcra off with her knives.
And these like And this scene, I remember when the show hadn't come out, all we saw of the Volker was like the posters, and like all I wanted to know was what they really looked like.
Uh-huh.
And like even in the beginning episodes, you didn't get to see so much. This scene, like you really can see the Volker.
Yeah.
Like I mean, they are ugly, like
They are
huge, and just to be honest, I thought they were gonna have a little bit more characteristics of looking like a human. I thought that there would be like some more, but they totally just look like these pterodactyl reptiles that have, yeah. Anyways, horrifying.
The cool thing, though, with Inej trying to fight them off and Volker coming after her is that Kaz actually shows up and beats it down with his cane and saves Inej.
Oh, yeah, uses that
Aww.
that crow beak, gets in it. And so then we have this scene. Alina is still like
She
poor
dreams
Alina
of the
is
stag again.
she's just leashed to this like floor. She reminds me of like when you've got the rambunctious kid that you have to actually like put on a leash when you take him to the store. Yeah, I wasn't one of those kids, but I know some. So, anyways, Alina is, I guess she's having a hallucinate.
The stag is coming to her again, like
Yes.
it has multiple times in the show.
And we've noted, and yeah, we've seen that obviously this has happened multiple times in her life.
Uh-huh.
So something's happening. Alina is putting some pieces together, and that will bring us actually to our next video, which is video 5. And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you and me now, Alina. And we are all we need anyway.
You may have needed me, but I never needed you. Your first words to me were, "What are you?" This is what I am.
How do you claim such power?
So I love that because the Darkling actually for once doesn't understand what's going on. Like he's just like, what? How
is
did this
happening?"
happen? So this next scene is gonna be fun because we're just gonna be jumping all over the place, playing different characters. But we just had to we just have to have it. So anyways, this is our next scene and enjoy. And yeah, I can't tell you which characters because we're different characters every
It's all
other
over the
line.
place.
It is. So enjoy.
I didn't understand before, but I do now. You cannot claim what was not given to you. The stag chose me.
You chose to betray our people. I was trying to save us. Mal grabs the Darkling and they fall over the edge of the skiff.
Mal!
You betrayed us first. Darkling and Mal fight. Alina all of a sudden grabs for her heart.
How dare you? He gave you everything.
Ivan says.
Remember your place.
Jesper.
Jesper shoots Ivan off the skiff.
Jesper. Still couldn't shoot the pretty face. I've got to stop doing that. Back to Darkling and Mal fighting off the edge.
Kaz, I recommend we get moving, which is directed at Inej and Zoya.
Darkling tries to use the cut on Mal, and Mal falls to the ground, face down. The Darkling walks over and pushes Mal's body over, and Mal turns over with a pistol and shoots him in the face.
The Darkling says, I've survived for centuries. Did you really think you could kill me?
I don't have to kill you, Darkling. Your past will do it for me. And then Volker come and attack the Darkling, and he looks eaten. like goners.
Uh-huh.
Mal says, "What happened?" Because he's looking at Alina, who's unconscious.
And Anesh says, "It's Kierke's Heartrender."
Come on, Alina. Alina, come back for me. Please. Alina. Please, wake up. This is Mal, by the way. Please come back. Please. The Volcra are circling. Couldn't really hear him. Come on, please.
Mal.
I'm here. Don't you dare say, meet me in the meadow. And a Volcra flies directly behind Mal. And that's the end of our scene. And Alina uses her powers and pretty much turns, just evaporates that Volcra.
Yes.
Completely. Aren't these scenes fun? Come on.
That was a lot.
I know. I told you. But hey, it kept you on your toes, girl. But yeah, she was passed out. Mal was just like, they said that line that they always do.
Meet me at the fold. Or meet me at the fold.
Yeah, meet you in the
That
fold,
would have been a
girl.
totally different story. Meet me in the meadow.
Oh, girl,
Wow. All right.
our holiday cards next year are gonna be you and me sitting on like a picnic blanket in the fold.
See you at the fold.
Yep.
So I don't even know where the heck we are. But so
Well-
when Mal and the Darkling are like doing their thing, the Darkling goes to like cut Mal, like does the cut thing, but totally misses. So Mal shoots him.
We're past that, girl.
I know, but like,
oh, yeah.
but he's literally shoots him.
Right.
And
Yes.
the Darkling it didn't even matter. But so like, but Mal is like, I don't have to do it because
Time will.
it'll do it for you. But he knows a Volcra is coming. So does he know that because he's a tracker? Because
See,
he says the line and he steps back like he knows the Volcra is coming for him. So is it like
See, I didn't see it that way, but I could maybe.
because he timed it perfectly. So like you don't know a Volcra is gonna magically come and like bite the
Exactly.
Darkling. So I don't know if it was like his magical tracking powers.
It could have just been, or just perfect timing.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, the Volcra that got the Darkling, that looked like a full course meal. It looked like it got the Darkling.
Yes.
So, and then the next scene that you see is just a skiff kind of
Yep.
going out of the fold. Thank God.
They're out.
Yep.
And they're all having a little campfire
Exactly.
moment.
So this is our campfire scene. And when you think about this, I would have never imagined any of these characters
No.
sitting around a campfire. I'm sorry, it's just very odd. I would have never
As
imagined.
we were going through the show, I could see Alina and the crows together because we had seen them together before. But the fact that Zoya is just like
Right, Zoya's there.
It's
and
weird.
Yeah. So this is gonna bring us to our last video, which I call the Breakfast Club. Video 6.
I've never met a saint before. I've never been a saint before. Wherever you are, whatever you need, my hand is yours. I think I like that hand with a dagger in it. It can hold on to yours, so take mine as a replacement. It's not much, but I'll fend off a bully or two. I know just what to name it.
I know what you would do.
we all know, girl.
Step 1, for any good plan, change your clothes. It's worked for me. Thank you.
So, will you still be trying to kidnap me?
Of course not.
Have you found religion too?
No, it's just... I'm exhausted. Besides, it'd be bad form to kidnap someone after they saved your life, wouldn't it?
I just love Jesper. Jesper's lines are just
Mhm.
fantastic, which is true. Alina and Mal go and they do change,
Mhm.
and she takes off that kefta and they throw it in the
They
fire.
burn it.
Yep. And they're surprised that it burns. I guess maybe because the kefta's.
Is that what they said? I thought they said,
I-
are they surprised it burns because it's supposed to
feel
be
like
bulletproof?
That's what I thought.
Because I thought, okay,
What did you think, girl? Come on.
I heard, I can't believe you burnt it.
Oh.
So I heard things clearly
Well,
incorrectly.
hey, honey, we all have our own interpretations of things.
But we hear, before she burns the kefta, we hear the deal is the deal.
Yes, which is.
Yeah, because Kaz is like, you're still valuable, man. Like, we could probably totally kidnap you because you're still valuable. And Alina gives her the really cool, or gives him the really cool head jewels.
Yes.
In place of her. Like, this will bring you money. And that's.
Smart.
Yes.
She's very smart.
Yes. And that's when we hear Kaz saying, the deal is the deal, which is a very Kirch thing to say.
It is. And
but Alina is like, she's still really interested in killing off this fold.
yeah, because she's looking off and you keep on seeing her just looking off in the distant.
Well, she's afraid everyone's going to blame her.
Well, yeah, and I understand that. And also, like, it's just, it's a weird situation because, like, she wanted to completely destroy it. She kind of doesn't know how to, but kind of, like, has power. Just a tough situation. And the Darkling, she thinks is dead, I think. But
yeah, they all think he's dead.
So,
but Mal's like, nope, we're not doing that right now, girl.
Nope. Mm-mm. We're going to discuss that later.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zoya says she has got to go to Novosibirsk, where her family is.
And Kaz tells her no.
Yeah, because to get there,
you
walk through the fold, right?
Well, it's now gone. Like, it's now in the fold. So Kaz is like, no, you can't do that.
Well, but Zoya don't listen to anybody.
And Zoya tells Alina that she can't stay because
so this is where
the apparat will get fussy.
So this is our third scene, our last scene.
Oh, this is before.
And or maybe not. Do you have it, girl? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
We're in.
Because I gotta play Zoya when I can. So sorry, love my girl. So, and you know what I almost did? I almost pressed boo again.
That would have been great.
That would have been. But anyways, I can't ever see where anything is on this damn thing. There it is. I changed the curtain up. Curtain up! You can't stay in Ravka. The apparat will try to keep his power. Blame this all on us. The people will turn on Grisha again. You need to find new allies. Alina hugs Zoya.
Alina, then I'll come back and reclaim our country.
I still don't like you, but I am grateful for you. So remember this. Saints become martyrs before they get to be heroes. So stay alive, girl.
Mal, they have to get through me first, bro.
Zoya, you need more than bullets and bravado to survive the people hunting you now. Zoya, exit stage left.
Kaz, it's a 2-day walk to Oscurville from here, given our condition.
Jesper, 2 days are the crow's walk.
Kaz, we can smuggle ourselves into a ship to Ketterdam from here. They start walking.
Inej, you berated me for letting her go, and now that's what you're doing? So, what's your angle?
Kaz, keeping my promise to you, I swore you won't go back to Menagerie, and one of the gemstones covers it.
Alina, she needs my help more than you.
Kaz, but we do need you. Long pause. I need you.
Inej, I want to see the look on Helene's face when you clear the books. After that, we'll see. End scene. And I don't think that was Alina's line.
Nope, that was Inej's line.
That was Inej's line because that was a beautiful scene.
Whoops.
Well, just letting y'all know, I've been doing this by type it. It's hard.
Yes.
I'm not like copying out of a book. I'm just like, anyways.
Yes.
Okay. But we are finally moving to the end of this episode.
Yes.
So now we move to the next scene, which is on a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Nina's running down a flight of stairs. She goes to the cell that.
She's bringing food to Matthias.
Yep. He's in this
Uh-huh.
cell and.
He attacks her.
Yep.
And he's like, it was all a joke to you all along. You were trying to get back at me. Like, this is a revenge thing.
He calls her Devil Druja.
Mm-hmm. And the slaver hunter guy is like, we're going to Hellgate.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Because.
woohoo, we're going to Hellgate. And Nina's like, I promise I'm going to fix it. And Maddie does not believe her. Doesn't care. He's like, you need to go away now.
Because she's trying to say that her whole plan this whole time was that once she got there, that she was going to say
rescue him. And,
like that he wasn't going to be a slaver.
That she said something about going to trial, and the guy's like, ha ha ha, we're not going to trial.
You're going to be at Hellgate for a year or two.
So she leaves and she goes onto the top deck where she kind of moves past the crows who are coming on board. So we've got Nina and Matthias on a ship with the crows.
Making way too much sense for me. I'm just saying. Like, I think this is like absolutely brilliant writing.
Yes, it is. Because it all literally comes together.
It makes so much sense.
Yes.
Like,
and Kaz is like, I have a plan. But first, I'll need a heartrender.
Heartrender?
That no one knows. And Nina's overhearing. And what? A heartrender? But she asked the crows if Alina is alive.
Because they hear there's these two men that walk by and they're just like, they're nosy. And like the two people that walk by are saying how like one, Novosibirsk is like torn apart and that supposedly the Sun Summoner is dead.
Yeah. And so Nina asked the crows if Alina's still alive. And Kaz is like, I don't know.
What?
So he's keeping his word.
But he says, I don't know, but she is a saint.
Yes.
That was kind of interesting just because,
He's trying to get on Nedja's good side. So, but as he's saying this, here come Mal and Alina on the ship too.
Yeah, so is it the same ship?
Yes.
You kind of see a row of ships.
It's the same ship because as they pan out, you can see Jesper behind him. I paused and I looked. You can see Jesper behind Alina and Mal, which I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't really...
No, because Alina and Mal, they go off somewhere else. But Mal constantly talks about Ketterdam, so maybe they're going to go check out Ketterdam. But then we go back to the fold.
Yeah, Alina says she's pretty much just like, she's distraught about everything, but she says, and when I'm strong enough, we'll come back together and tear it down. And they're looking at the fold now that the Darkling is dead. And then pan to the side of the fold and someone comes stumbling out. It's the Darkling.
Mm-hmm. He's all like super black veiny.
Yeah, and he's actually got marks on. He actually is looking the worst he's looked the entire show.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, he looks back towards the fold and says, follow. And at that moment, I pooped my pants and I lost it because you see what we know is the Lgbtqia form out of the shadow fold and just his shadow soldiers. Yep. Oh my God. So cool. And end of season 1.
Yep, that's it. Can't believe we're here, but that's it.
It's brilliant. And
we waited so long for it.
So
and
good.
And now we're done with it.
I love that. I love the way they did that. But it made me want more. I can't wait to see the Lgbtqia were huge, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
I thought the Volker were big.
Yep.
Goodness gracious. Okay, so well, it's that time for GrishaCast news. let's go live to our Grisha in the field. Alex! Yay!
Hello, hello.
Hey!
Hello.
How are you guys?
We are great. How are
So
you?
good.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, so what's going on in the Grishaverse news world?
There's not much this week, only Lee having a small hiatus to work on work.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. I like that.
She definitely deserves a break.
Definitely. And she's done this before. She takes breaks to make sure that she can get her writing done, and I think it's great that she does it. So, and she's got a lot that she's working on this time. It's not just like one
Yeah.
book. She's like she's got like
A
3
book and 2
projects.
shows.
Wow. That's going to be crazy. Ooh.
Well, at least we know when she's taking the break, then that means we're going to have more content.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. And we still like season 2 is exciting that we know that that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And
I screamed when I heard.
have you listened to last week's podcast? Because I did the same
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
I think Terry was like, I listened to that earlier and was like, oh yeah, I really did scream.
Yeah, we're going to have to deal with the volume on that one.
Mhm. So what we were talking about is like how they're going to do that. I have no clue.
I have no idea.
For another time, we'll have to discuss what we think, how they will mesh that together.
Yes,
Because that's going to be interesting.
it is.
I have some theories, but I'm not set in stone on them.
Yeah.
We'll have to like write our theories down and put them in a sealed envelope. And
Yeah.
then like bring them out afterwards.
You'll do that.
Yes.
And then I'll read like my Lenormand cards to tell me what supposedly will happen. Because I have no clue where to even guess how they're going to do it. Like, I really don't. So,
Not at all.
but at least we know Lee's involved. So that's a good sign because that means I feel better knowing Lee's involved.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And yeah, we will see you next time.
See ya. Happy
Bye.
Pride.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride! Well, now it is time for our listener thank yous. And we actually got some gifts this week.
We did.
Which was very sweet.
It was so sweet.
And I'm going to say this is my first one I've ever gotten. I haven't gotten one of these yet.
No. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No.
So, and they're beautiful. So, anyways, I will show mine off first. I got a kefta, and it was made by Juliana.
It's fabulous.
Juliana asked me what color I would have, and I was like, well, of course I'm an ethereal Kai,
Mhm.
so it would be blue, but I would want it to be a little bit more teal. And then, of course, I'm a squaller, so I need the silver like going. But I also love hot pink and blue together.
Mhm.
So just look how fabulous that is.
Oh,
I know.
it's fabulous.
So I've got my own like, I love my kefta. Thank you, Juliana. It's
And
beautiful.
I've got a heart render kefta. It's my very first kefta.
And that really looks
It does.
like your style.
It actually does.
Because it's, it's kind of got like this little like darkish feel
Yes.
to it.
Yes, it
So,
does.
Yeah, that is it. They
I'm
got
going
it.
to put it in my craft room or hang it up in here. But thank you very much. I love it so much.
So these were from Juliana and Jeff.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
So also thank you to all our Fable listeners, and we love everybody. So we are gonna take a small little break since we've been working so hard, but we will be back soon. We're gonna first off let you know we're gonna come back and read Rule of Wolves.
Yay!
Yay! And we will be back Friday, July 9th.
Yes.
Okay, so just read the first 3 chapters of Rule of Wolves by Friday, July 9th, and we will start that and get going, and that's going to be so much fun. So I can't wait. And anyways, well, it's been great. You guys stay cool. We love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Like, we're at the end of the hour, so my voice is a little husky. A+.
No mourners.
No funerals.
This has been GrishaCast. Connect with us on the web at GrishaCast.com. Send an email to info@GrishaCast.com.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Patreon at GrishaCast.
Thank you to Kendra Dantes in Year 26 for the amazing background music. Our staff, Chris, Alex, Sid, Michelle, Amber. Woohoo!